Hello dear friends, welcome to sideAcademyforcs. In this tutorial we will talk about switch statements, or we can say switch case statements. In previous video we talked about if and if else statement, where we have clearly mentioned each every concept related if and if else statement, and I will show you a program and how to implement and how to use the if else statement in programming language, in Java programming language. Now in this video we'll talk about switch statement, and switch statement is not being extensively used in our programming language just because of its some complexities. Now we'll talk about first its syntax. Its syntax look like this. Here I have used a switch that is actually a reserve keyword in Java, and I pass a variable over there. Now this variable can be of integer, it can be of character, it can be of string, but it cannot be bool, it cannot be float type. You can check out the official documentation why we are not using the float and why we are not using the boolean variables inside the switch statement, where you can grab the clear logic on that. Here I use the case 1, case 2, case 3. Now what you depict from this, here I use 1, that means this variable is actually of type integer, because 1, 2 up to n is actually a property of integer. We are actually using the integer to represent these numbers. We use 2 here, which is actually an integer. We use 3 here, which is an integer. One more thing I want to clear right here: if you declare variable as an integer, you cannot use the case as string. You need to choose the case as per the variable. See, when I do a program on it, I will create a simple calculator where I will take input from user to add up 2 numbers, subtract 2 numbers as per the user choice. Now the thing is, whenever the user enters his choice, if for example user has entered 1, this switch statement actually switches the choice towards its fit cases. Now the 1 is entered, the fit case is case 1. If the user entered as 2, and the switch statement will switch this choice according to the fit case. If it is 3, the fit case is case 3. And for example, if it is 9, the 9 is not present in our cases, then what we'll do, there will be no fit case for it. It will simply switch to default. Now for example, when a user entered the case 1, for example user hit the choice 1, this code will get executed, and suddenly he will get out from this case with the help of this break statement. We will talk about this break statement later on when we take the concept of flow, or we can say jump statements. Now this was the theoretical perspective how the switch statements actually been working. Now it's time to implement the switch statement in our programming logic, and how the switch statement is working. It will take a time to write down the program. So let's move towards our VS Code. Our VS Code, where I have created a skeleton of my program. Now inside this I have take a choice as 0, I have initialized the choice as 0, I have taken num1, num2. Now I want to take these numbers from user. Now here the concept it begins. You can see here I have give the 1 for addition, so that user will understand that okay, the message is 1 for addition, 2 for subtraction, 3 for multiplication, 4 for division. Now let us begin the code. See, I want to take choice from the user. What I have to do, I have to say here choice is equal to sc dot next in. That means I want to take this choice from user. Now I will say here switch. Oh my god. Switch. What I want to pass, that's the choice, which is actually my variable. Now inside this switch statement, what I'll say here case 1. What I have told you, my variable is actually of integer type. Now I have to use the cases of integer type. What I will say here system dot out dot println, for example addition is equal to plus num1 plus num2. Okay, I will say here break, just to get out from this loop, or we can say just to get out from this case. I say Control C, I'll say here Control V, I'll say Control V, Control V. Now let me indent it just for the sake of proper understanding. Here we have case 2, we have case 3, we have case 4. Now inside this I'll say here subtraction. I will just remove the sign with minus. I will go for multiplication, where I will remove this sign with multiple sign, or we can say asterisk sign. I will say here region, where I have to use this symbol. Now if none of the cases has been fitted, what we'll do, we'll say default. For example, system.out println. This default is optional, it's up to you. I'll say wrong. I will say here wrong choice. Now if I save it and if I give it a go, hopefully there shouldn't be any error at all. Let me give it a go and let me see it is working fine or not. Okay, class file has been it's working, and it says me enter the first number. I'll say here 1 2. Enter the second number. I'll say here 10. Now once I hit enter, it will flash me the message. Now I will simply say here I want to go for addition. When I say hit 1, it says me addition is equal to 22. See, it gets terminated just when it go for the addition. That is actually the work of break case. It will not go for the case 2, case 3, all that cases. It will just come out with the help of this break. If I execute it once more, let me hit enter. For example, let me go for 25 5. I want to see division. See, division is 5, so it's working very fine. Let me execute it once more time. I'll show you the default case if working or not. Say for example 1 2 1 2. I want to hit for A. See, wrong choice. That means this 8 is not a choice at all. This was the topic on switch statement. Hope guys you have enjoyed this video and you have got the way how to implement the switch statement in our programming language. In next video we'll talk about iterative or loop statements. Stay connected with Side Academy for CS and we will build some more logic on there. Thank you. Have a nice day to all of you.